Hey, hey, hey. It's a hey kind of day.
Hey, that's what horses eat.
What you got cooking?
Oh, I
How's
was like,
about
what?
cooking
I get it.
something up with me?
Ow.
Okay.
Well,
How are you today?
as we ease ourselves into this, it could almost be considered a type of procrastination to just sit up here and babble about nothing instead of getting into the nitty gritty of what we are doing here today.
So we're going to do the nitty gritty.
And the nitty gritty is now. So, what's causing you to procrastinate? It's funny. I saw a post the other day about something that would be a really smart business for starting out a new year. Is you started out as a gym for like the first 6 weeks, and then it just slowly morphs back into a bakery. And that's almost like you can see it being right, because we always have this gung ho. I'm gonna do this, and then I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. On next week, and then all of a sudden a year's gone by, 5 years have gone by,
I know.
and nothing's happened.
And you know, procrastination is a thing all of us humans do. I love saying do.
Yes.
We all do it. I mean, it's just who we are, but some of us are more diligent with being accountable, that you have a checklist manually made out, that you have to do it at one point. But we're hoping to help you through any of your procrastination feelings.
And the reasons why you're doing it.
Because there is reasons why we're doing it. Sometimes it's just too big of a job, or it's just your mindset isn't even knowing.
You don't know all the bits and pieces yet. So you think something might be harder than it's going to be, or you put different assumptions on a task. I don't know. There can be lots of things. Carrie, Melanie, good morning.
Hey. Oh, it's all about the hey today.
You're really into that today. So that's what we're going to be chatting about, is what's causing you to procrastinate. And if it is something about putting your career on hold as an equine assisted learning facilitator, we know we've heard lots of the reasons before as to why people don't jump in and do it today, but we can help you out with those too. So that's what we're going to be chatting about. But of course, before we do that, we're going to go through the regular old, we'll talk about it later. The regular old rigmarole of, first of all, if you hear something that blows your mind today or knocks your socks off, we want you to throw in that hashtag, holy jumpin' tuna fish, because doggone it, we like to know. Yeah. And we like to see the tuna fish and the tuna fishies as well. So please throw those in if there's something really cool that you're seeing. And look at Jenny's on to Faye. This is like a reunion happening here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is dry.
She went to the dentist.
I went to the dentist. I'm half frozen, so I didn't have a stroke or anything if half my face isn't working. The other piece here is share, because sharing is, in fact,
they say it's caring.
That's right. I like how it started out that I would say it and annoyed you. Now I'm actually making her say it every time.
And I still don't like it, but I still do it because we're live.
It brings me joy. So sharing is, in fact, caring. If you know anybody else out there that might find this information valuable, or maybe that procrastination is a thing for them, which is like everybody. So really just share it, because we all have done it or are doing it at one point in our life as well. So share this out, because sharing is, in fact, caring, everyone. This next one too is the hashtag we are life changers, because at the end of the day, you, us, the animals we work with, the people that we come in contact with every day, they have the opportunity to change your life, hopefully for the better, because that's what we really should be aiming for all the time. And we do say regularly, this comes down to just
kindness,
a little bit of kindness.
Kindness.
Spread it.
Kindness
fairy. Knock it out there like glitter. You ever drop a bag of glitter somewhere? You see how it goes everywhere?
It's fun.
Kindness.
That's kindness. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So that's how we want to put it out there. Just be kind to people. And the world can be a stressful place.
Yeah.
It can. But remember, you have the opportunity to change somebody's life for the better. Maybe it's just a smile. And that's all it takes for that day too.
Or a touch.
Or a touch. Mike is on as well. Don't wait. Just do it. And if it doesn't work, at least you know how to make it better or how to make it actually happen.
Exact amundos.
Yeah, because it's what's fail is the first attempt in learning. That's
very good. Very, very good. Chop.
Thank you very much. And then, of course, if you catch this on replay later, throw in who you are and where you're from, so we can come back and say hi to you. And if you are on right now, please throw that in as well. We always like to know who we're chatting with out there, and we like to know we're not alone.
Yeah, and where you're from, because I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Like I know Carrie is from Woodstock, Ontario.
Yes.
See, that's pretty simple.
Jenny's from Ontario too.
Faye is from Saskatchewan.
Mike is Las Cruces, New Mexico. Melanie, where are you from? So now we're gonna peg you.
Yeah, poor Melanie, because I'm out of here.
Yeah, they're calling me out already.
Yeah, exactly.
So to give you an idea of who we are, our names are reversed this time. My name is Carolyn Charles. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing, as well as an instructor and facilitator for the Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning, Inc. Oh, and she's from Saskatchewan.
Oh, yes.
Saskatchewan.
I love Saskatchewan. Anywho, hi everyone. My name is Carrie Fulmeck, the founder of the Equine Connection and master instructor, helping people globally around the world live their dream, but not just living their dream, making it a reality. Because this is a career where you get to work with horses every day. You get to breathe them in, you get to be with them. But the most important piece to that is the welfare of the horse and her certification. So they always come first. Because the number one thing a horse needs to feel is safe. Number one thing. Safe. And when we understand the horse's language and the horse's culture, you see, we can bring more welfare to all the components of what welfare for the horse really means. But the best part of all is seeing a human make a change right before your very eyes. Because there's no riding the teachers. This is all on the ground. But you see a human make a change because the horse told them that something needed to change. And when the horse tells them it's something that needs to be changed, they listen, they understand themselves. When we tell a human to make a change, they're defensive. They're tired of that.
Does she think she is telling me to change this about my life? She should check herself.
Exactly. So
exactly what we do.
It's pretty powerful. It's humbling. I guess since 2008, there isn't one time that we've run a program where human hasn't made a change of some kind. And it truly is very humbling. It's a privilege as well to be a part of this purposeful piece, helping a human to be able to move forward. But one thing I do have to tell you, you never get a big head in this business.
No, the horses, they'll humble you out
pretty darn quickly.
Yep, they take care of that.
But no, it's a pretty peaceful feeling. It brings so much joy and happiness to us, because every time they write in their journal what the human feels about themselves, and that's just because they just worked with one of your horses, it's outrageously satisfying. Like, you close your eyes at night and you're doing what you're supposed to be called to do on this beautiful short little time on earth, I tell you.
Exactly right. Liz from Foxborough, Ontario is here as well.
Excellent.
Fanny from Quebec. Very nice.
What a cute name.
It is. Fanny Sophie.
I like that.
I like that too.
Okay.
So to not procrastinate any further, we can get into a little bit about what are some of the reasons that we do procrastinate. And I know even with this certification, I think what happens to a lot of people is they get overwhelmed. Yes. Right? And it's do your research. Absolutely. You want to make sure you know what you're getting into, what course you're taking, and where you want to be in, not just next year, but where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line? Is this a retirement plan? Is this something you want to do tomorrow? Even talking about it like this, you can see how people would get overwhelmed because there's so many questions about it. So again, it's taking that huge problem and dialing it back a little bit. Okay, so what's the biggest part of that problem for you? Like, what are the 5 things that are deal breakers? What are the 5 things that are musts? And then see what's still left after that. Like, kind of break it down to smaller little edible pieces, if you will, that aren't quite so overwhelming. Because otherwise, there's a whole bunch out there that you have to kind of weed through as well.
That's very true. And I know for someone like me, like, I am a list maker, as Carolyn can attest to.
It's true. I get one every day.
Every single day.
We finally switched over to digital, though. There used to be numerous papers in the morning, but now we are digital.
We are. But sometimes I still have my manual ones, because it's like, I'm making sure we get these off the list immediately. And I do. I scratch. So even my kids growing up, every morning on the counter would be their nice little lists that they would have to do for the day. That's just the way I roll. So I'm very much so, to help me to not be a procrastinator, my notes help me a lot, because then I visually see. This is where I think we do a lot of things the wrong way in technology, because technology, you just close your laptop or you don't go to the app. So you see, you don't know what you're procrastinating on. When I see a list on my counter, and I like everything neat, don't I?
It's true.
So you see a piece of paper sitting on the counter, that would irritate me.
Yeah.
So I'd have to get the piece of paper off. I couldn't put it in a drawer because it's not done yet.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a hoarder, that might not work the same way. It might be a little different for you if you don't mind stuff all over the place. And you're just like, I'm just going to avoid that part of the house for a little while. But for you, it's perfect because that piece of paper that's just sitting there staring at you on the counter, it needs to go away at some point soon, right? So yeah, when the fridge gets too much. The stuff on the fridge I see.
There you go.
Hopefully not because I'm in there all the time, but it's actually because it just sits there and bugs me because it's in your eye space. Yeah.
I don't like that either. And I really feel like for those odd days, here's the thing, I like to give the gift to myself. It could be a stormy day or I'm just not feeling it today. What I will do, so my subconscious and my being will transfer the stuff that needs to be really done. Even though I said I was going to do it today, it didn't. So I transfer it to another note. Then I put it on my desk downstairs. So it's like, okay, now I'm free because I still feel through that. I made a movement forward. I still use my hand to rewrite everything out. And then I'm more excited to hit the list tomorrow. So I don't know. For me, the list really helps.
Your lists keep me organized.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I know what's coming up for the day too.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of how the lists have to look as well. Because even if you aren't a list maker yourself, but you decide to do it, don't make the list that you need to do for the next 12 months. Make the list for the next day. Yeah. Right? Like you can have the 12 months list, but don't look at that one all the time because it would be too much. It would be like, okay, I just need just one action today. Yeah, that's it. And then I've done something good. I've moved forward in some way, but don't overwhelm yourself with every single task under the planet. Maybe your first one is, I just want to check in on 5 different places or 3 different places and see out of them what's going to make it or break it for me.
That's very
just
true.
Narrow one off the list. Something along those lines, right? Carrie has whiteboards everywhere. Anita from Sydney. Hello, Anita.
And let's see again. Hey.
And then Jenny, the phones. Post-its, borderline obsession.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine that guy or that person is super rich? Those post-it notes are addictive.
Right? Yeah. I could totally see Jenny being a post-it girl.
I could too.
Yeah.
If I could put one on my forehead sometimes to just say, remember the name Carrie and write it down, because I tell you, the brain sure don't work like it used to. Make me very sad getting older that a post-it note couldn't help my brain remember stuff.
Yeah, you can't put it in front of your face like that.
No, you can't.
You just got to have them on everybody else.
Exactly.
Decorate them.
And the thing with procrastinating, it's like even if you're wanting to begin a new career or in this short little life, you want to do something, let's say like a certification with horses, or you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to have your own little side business even. It's so much in putting it together that, again, that list, as Carolyn has spoke about, it's too much if we see it all at once. And that's why, those old daytimers even, it's beautiful, because here's sometimes what people think. They think because you're an entrepreneur or you're just becoming self-employed, you have to do 10 things a day. Well, first of all, you do not. So if you've got another job, for example, which most of us do, because why? You need to buy food and you need to pay the rent. And
just simple things.
Just simple things. But if again, starting from the olden days, then because I knew I was doing another job as well, then I would put my to-do list priority on just Saturday. That's when I would say, okay, these 3 things are going to be completed because they're moving me one step closer instead of procrastinating it. Because otherwise the list will just keep adding up and you get nothing done. So you have to be very conscious of not procrastinating by means of balancing in your own life. Like really take a look. If you're thinking you're working a full-time job, you're a full-time mom, you're a full-time, you need to go see your horse, all of that stuff, you won't put it in, even though you think, oh no, I can do it an hour before bed. No, you won't, because you're tired then.
That's
right. You got to allow yourself to be tired in order to get that list done.
I'm lucky if I'm still making sentences.
Right? And Sunday, I always vowed, like Sunday is just seriously the day of rest here at the property. I mean, we still work outside, we work with the horses, but it's the day that no work. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to text anybody. It's just no matter what, it's just the day of rest. So there is not a to-do list on the Sunday. Well, except for maybe if I forgot to do a toilet or something. I might write that down just to help the brain that doesn't remember.
Carrie has a good one here too. Science says that you have 5 seconds to act on an idea to get it done. If I'm really struggling, I will set a timer for 30 minutes to get started. Always amazes me how much you can get done in even 15 minutes. Then you have momentum. That's really good too. And if anybody has ideas or different things that you do to stop yourself from procrastinating, share them out. It's good because remember, sharing is caring, guys.
Yeah, so much so. Oh, I got a hair.
So
much so.
Caring.
Oh, I'm getting hot now.
It is hot in here,
right?
Okay,
I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to go
say, I'll
turn the switch.
Yeah, you turn it off. Very good, because we don't need that sweating in our lives right now. So yes, anything that you guys do to kind of combat your procrastination piece is good for us to hear as well, because maybe it's something somebody hasn't thought of before. I know one of the ladies, that I used to work with at the police, she had her, it was a notebook, but it only had 12 pages in it. It's one for each month of the year. And she literally put her entire year of what she wanted to do personally in. Not like huge detail or anything, but like just
paint
a goal.
The room.
Yeah. And in November, I want to do this. But then she didn't touch it. And then she pulled out that month.
This is what I need to do. Yeah. So it was like a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's like,
interesting.
Crap, I was painting something.
Yeah. What does this mean?
I didn't even think about that. But it got the idea down and then out of her brain so she could focus on what was supposed to be happening at that time rather than the rest of it. But that worked for her. I think that would kill my brain a little bit personally.
And sometimes what we do is so many lists, though, that sometimes what will happen is we're taking away the priority of what's actually moving us forward. We'll say, let me just finish this one last reorganizing the drawers before I actually do something business, right? Because when my drawers are all cleaned out, I'll feel much better as a human being, and then I can achieve something. Doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes you see the more you keep pushing your stuff aside, the more procrastination takes place until the one day you get to and you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I knew it would be too hard. Yeah. Right.
Or your lists. If your lists are the things that are now stopping you, like if you have to make another list from your list to be able to do something to move forward, at one point the action has to come in. That's the point of the list, is to get things off of it, not to just focus so much on what's there that you can't move forward or that you stunt yourself almost in moving forward as well. So that's, again, the baby step stuff, but you got to actually have action.
And even in doing a list of some kind, whatever way floats your boat. I mean, it's totally your life, your business, your way of doing things. Have your system to how you check it off. Like mine is literally scratch. My daughter, she does it on the computer in little notes. She's got those little
the check boxes
because she likes it neat and clean still. So she puts a little check, and it does work for her. It doesn't work
for me too. Or if I have the actual physical one, I like one line through.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because otherwise, like, what if I went back because I was thinking something and I don't remember what I was thinking, and there was a reason why I did something in the first place, and then I don't know, and then it's all scratched out, and then I don't know what I was thinking.
It's true. No, and I only scratch when I know
it's dead.
It's completed.
It's dead and gone.
So right now we're doing this little group. It's called Seekers, and it is with Carolyn's daughter, my daughters, and us too. And what we decided to do, because there's so much technology in the world, is starting January 3rd, I believe it was, and for 2 weeks we're in this little text message group that we're dedicated, instead of procrastinating, because I have wanted to read books for years. Do you understand? Years. Yeah. I used to love reading books, and now it's maybe 1 or 2 books a year. So that's not reading to me, right?
Mine's only 1 week a year. I go on vacation and I usually plow through a bunch of books, and then I don't touch a book until the next year.
Because I don't know, for me, I'm just going to speak on, I'm lazy at nighttime because I'm tired and I don't want to think. So you flip on the old TV, which is so much crap out there. It's, to me, not even funny. I'm not even satisfied watching most of these things. We decided to bring in, we read for 2 weeks. It's not a book club, because you see, I don't want to get tied into that, because that's too overwhelming. Then it's pressure. So for 2 weeks, we're just creating a new habit that every day we're committed to reading for only 30 minutes. And it has worked thus far. Well, one person got kicked out. But yeah.
But that's the accountability part, and that's a life lesson too, damn it.
Exactly. It is true.
It is, yeah. And the odd part is, though, is she's still reading every night, same time I do.
So that's perfect.
It works still.
She
so
just,
maybe it worked. Maybe I'm parent of the year. Who
knows?
knows?
Who knows?
It could happen.
But starting fun things like that, it's just so important that we understand we got to be balanced. And we have to figure out what those priorities are and why are we procrastinating? Because if it is to, renovate a room,
get your ducks in a row.
You've got to be ready. You just don't go and do. Unless you're like me, take everything down, make it look disgusting that it makes me want to finish it. But then remember, now I'm going to be so focused on finishing this, I won't get the other stuff done.
But you take the action to start. So you make it happen, right? Otherwise
true.
You live in a disgust or
exactly
room, right? Whereas if you don't take that initial action, it's so much easier to push off, doing that room or doing whatever else. Because, I guess it's fine the way it is. All right, it hasn't started yet, so I don't have to finish it yet, right? Then it gives you an opportunity for excuse too. Anita's got a good point here too. I find that procrastination is more about the old inner dialogue you have with yourself and past experiences. Embracing the cheerleader within, rah, rah, and starting with one action at a time starts the process of moving forward and rewarding yourself for the effort that is so important. What's the word that we've switched to using now? It's
disciplined.
That's the one. Yep.
That's what it is. We're all motivated to do stuff. That's why we make a list, whether it be a manual one or a technology one. It doesn't matter what it is, but we're wanting to. But with that motivation, we want to go work out. We want to eat better. We want to quit smoking. We have a lot of wants we want to do.
Yeah. But the chips are just so damn good, right? Like it's easy.
The chips are good, especially the salty
so good.
salty one. Anywho, but this is where the problem can take place, though, too. When you're making the list, make sure it's really something that fills you, like that you want to do. Because if you're just doing, I got to work out because I've gained 20 pounds and you hate working out, well, which we do, but
we want the result of it.
But we do want the result. Like you have to be very sure on what are you putting this down for, because I promise you, even though you might be motivated that you are going to go to the gym 3 days a week, when you miss that first one, you're like, I'll catch up. And then the next week comes and it's like, no, maybe next month. And you see, that's how procrastination keeps building up and you feel bad inside.
You do.
Like inside your soul. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So my friend and I, many moons ago, decided we were going to start going to Spa Lady. Did I ever tell you this story?
No.
So you think, okay, this is what we're going to do is we're going to go to Spa Lady. No one will judge us there. It's just girls. We're going to get fit, damn it. We're motivated to do this. So we get up and we go. We had a good few weeks in, and we were going 3 times a week. And it was funny because about 3 weeks in, we go outside and there is some guy who, I will use the term asshole in this one, because he is giving away free ice cream outside of the Spa Lady. So we were motivated to go, damn it. We did. We showed up, we went in, we worked out. But we were not disciplined enough not to take that ice cream that he was giving away for free and the coupon for next time when we left, right? So there is a big difference between motivation and discipline, right? Because sometimes
huge difference.
The discipline is a little bit harder to achieve as well, but that's what makes the difference in starting and continuing on with things, because you can want it, you can even need it, but unless you're disciplined enough to do it,
it don't happen.
It doesn't change.
And welcome then to procrastination. That's why it's okay to say, you know what? I don't really want to do this, especially I just don't. Maybe the timing isn't right, or maybe I'm just not into it right now. Take it off so you don't have to be so bogged down with it, because I'm telling you, lots of us are motivated to do all kinds of things. But if you're not disciplined, that's the action, and that is definitely where it changes.
And I love it. Determination is what Jenny is using as her word as well. I feel motivation isn't always present, but we do have control to harness determination. For me, losing over 100 pounds, and she looks freaking fantastic, I might add. I wasn't always motivated, but I was determined for a better life. Determination over motivation for me. I love that one too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a very valid point, because you do have to be determined to keep moving forward with it. And even when you mess up, Right? Like I could have just taken the ice cream and then gone back next week and be like, I'm not taking the ice cream this time. He was there for 4 weeks in a row. Isn't that
what
rude?
an astic.
Right?
Oh my.
So rude till finally Spa Lady booted him out because we all had like issues after. But it was, you know, we could have gone back the next time, and instead of just taking it, we fell off the wagon, whatever, you can start up again. It's okay to mess up. It happens. But you still have to just be able to get that determination or the
discipline.
Wow,
it's a tough word.
My body doesn't even want to say it today. Today is not the day for discipline for here. But when you have it, you can actually keep going back. And it doesn't matter if you flounder or if you do procrastinate another day, you still have the ability to go back and start again.
What is something that's so simple that you procrastinate on? Like, I don't know what mine would be. Mine would be filling up my vehicle. Oh my Lord, I would procrastinate that sucker to the bitter end. I hate filling up my vehicle. Yours is laundry?
Laundry and grocery shopping. I hate both of those things.
Oh, I don't like grocery shopping either.
But when I do grocery shop, because I know I'm in and out. I'm not hanging around. I'm not going through every aisle. I have my list. I get the items on the list and I freaking go.
You go.
Done.
See, that's
and
good.
then I'm out. Yeah, because I cannot handle the meandering through and
And in a small town, man, you run into people you know all the time. The only thing is I just keep my eyes down. Get her done.
That's funny. In all of our courses and everything, we're like, look where you're going.
Look where you're going.
Yeah. Nope, not in the grocery store. Don't look at me.
Don't talk to me. I'm in a hurry.
I need to get out.
Yeah. So anyways, what's one thing that you procrastinate on?
Laundry. I buy more clothes.
I like that. It's
Rhonda,
like
every morning that's joy. That's funny. Every morning we have the ability for a new beginning. Don't allow a stumble to be a fall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nicely said, Rhonda.
Yeah, that is very nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I love that too. What's another one that we might procrastinate with?
Working with the horses. I have a schedule. Every year now, the schedule has been, we are going to work with the horses like 4 days a week. Okay. I don't think that's overboard.
No. Because
we work with the horses because we're doing programs with the horses.
Yeah.
But you see, sometimes what happens is we stay, and it's not that there's no lazy. Nobody is lazy when it comes to running your own business. Well, it's impossible. Like you just can't be lazy. But I feel that we know we should be working with the horses. And so maybe we only do it twice a week, but we talk about it all the time. And we really think it's so beneficial to be more connected and learn more with our horses and work with them more.
So much more fun sometimes.
And it's so much more fun, but for some reason we get tied in
to these things,
to these computers because we're fixing things or we're answering things it's to me a procrastination because it's not hard. We're over at the arena anyway.
And it should be a priority.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'd say that's a biggie for us in business.
That's a big business one because we get bogged down with, if we don't have the horses, we don't have a business, right? So they are the number one priority. They have to be. And not to say that our horses aren't maintained or anything else like that, obviously.
Of
they are,
course.
because otherwise we wouldn't have a safe program and we wouldn't be in business.
No.
But it's one of those things that if you make that a priority, that's our timeline. You drop what you're doing. And what happens is we get stuck in the middle of something, whether it's figuring out
a website
things
thing.
For a website thing, or, helping with training with our facilitators or whatever else. We have to have those pieces to be able to actually say it's 2:00.
Yeah. And now we are just our programs and horses.
And
it's just that simple.
That's it.
Because it's not like it's requiring a ton of additional work. It's just helping our pony ponies to be at that great place. And for us as facilitators, who are the humans, to always know, because we're doing this regularly, you're keeping that horse at a much safer place on a regular basis.
And it's good for them. It's good for us.
It's very good. And again, then you're just being. And I think that's the greatest thing, because now you've taken away procrastination because you're doing it. And you give yourself that treat every time you work with a horse, because I just did a podcast on this. The beauty with the horse, and I didn't even know that they did this to me like beyond years ago. Well, none of us really did, right? We looked at them, we're like, oh, they're magnificent. They're so beautiful. You feel good just looking at them, but your brain wasn't thinking there's a reason for it.
Yes, look at that astounding being and how they're affecting my heart rate.
Right? Yeah. Like you didn't do that. And now I think back and I'm like, look at the gift that these horses bring to all of us. And I do feel as horse people, we do procrastinate in doing not enough with our horses. We know we can go out and ride them and again, just use them if we need to be, but are we doing enough? Like, because see, what they give to us is the gift of living in a moment, because I know, we know when we're with our horses, you're not thinking of supper, you're not thinking of laundry, you're not thinking of calling that organization to see if they want to take your programs. You're not doing any of that. You're actually living in the present. And I tell you, that is the gift they give to us all the time. So if you think 4 days a week, and I mean, I'm with the horses all the time because I live here, but 4 days specifically doing some things with the horses. Look at what a gift that is, 4 days a week to the psyche and to the being.
Even if you got in 20 minutes of just being with them, there's a connection piece there. There's an authentic piece for yourself. There's so much in being able to just be in a moment. And just like our reading piece, instead of zoning zombie style out on the TV, to actually use our brains.
I know, and our eyes.
And to hone in on something different. There's a different skill attached with that we're challenging ourselves to a new level as well. So it's just a different way to think of things, I guess.
But welcome to being human and welcome to procrastination, because we all have it. Like, this is why I love this. We all have it. It's just, how do we help each other to help ourselves to not procrastinate so much? So that why? Because that's the danger, is it makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
So let's not make ourselves feel bad. That's the gift we should give ourselves. Let's make short little to-do lists, baby-step lists. I like that. We'll call them baby step lists.
Yes.
We should tell them about the challenge from last week. And if anyone wants it this week, then we can do it.
So last week, if anybody caught the live, they offered the 5-day business challenge for free. And in fact, to be clear, I was going to give it to one person.
Yes.
And Carrie's like, no, let's shower everybody with some kindness today. Everybody who wants it gets it. And then not everybody came back and got it.
No.
So we want you guys to go back, check it out again on the previous live. All of the information's on there. Or if you didn't catch that last week, you can send us a private message, and then I will send you the login information on that one. Is that what I want to do? Is that what I said I was going to do?
I don't know. I want it to be the easiest for you. So this is technology queen here. So I don't know what the best way is. That's not my brain work.
Yes. You will send me a private message in connection. Yeah.
Yes.
Because then I can send it all in one message.
In the message. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's
just
what we're
private
gonna do.
message.
So private message us, and then we will let you back into that 5-day challenge as well.
Sarah?
I want it, but I don't know where to go to get it. Okay, so we would have commented, if you commented that you wanted on the last week's live, then you probably would have gotten a notification from that. This time though, if you would like, you can just send us a private message in Facebook, in Equine Connection, the Academy of Equine Assisted Learning's Facebook, and we will make sure to get you in there as well.
Yeah, because it's fun. You'll want to do this challenge, and it really makes you think.
Yeah.
And it will make you, do some lists. Yeah.
Yep.
It will.
It's
kind of funny.
Narrowing some stuff down.
Oh, and then I got a funny story to tell you before we go, because it is kind of funny.
Okay.
Do you want to read Anita's first?
Sure. It's like a full stop.
Yeah.
Just stop talking. The gift our beautiful horses help us with is to bring us back to the present moment. And they absolutely do.
Because we humans, we're just too much. We got way too much going on up here. Horses bring us on down.
Are you going to remember that? No. Are you going to remember that? No.
No.
Where do we have it written down? Which list? So that's the other thing too. Don't have so many lists that you don't know which one it's on anymore.
Oh, excellent. Melanie was one.
I was one of those for the challenge.
Excellent.
Send us the private message.
Yeah.
We'll get you in.
You bet. Because it is really fun. So that's your gift. But I want to tell you how my brain works, because I'm so sad getting older. I thought it was just the eyeballs that go, but it's the brain literally doesn't remember sometimes the word and. What's that word?
One that connects the other word?
Yeah, it boggles my brain. So this was years ago though. My daughter and her now husband, they were traveling the world. They were in Australia. And anyways, we were talking, we were doing a FaceTime, that's right. And at that time it was a major, I think it was the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like it was a major big game, and it could have been the winning game. this is how my brain thought. My brain said to Carson and Ben, because Australia is a day ahead of us, right, Anita? A day ahead. I said, don't tell me who won the game. Can you even comprehend that my brain actually thought the hockey game has begun and Australia's already seen it, but we haven't? But it did.
Well, don't send me those winning lotto numbers either.
Like, whoa. So,
I love that you'll tell the story too. That makes me happy.
And this is why lists are so important. I think it's very healthy for this person's brain, because I'm telling you, just like you said, will you remember? No. We now know the truth of it.
Yep.
There's no remembering. Write her down.
It's true. There needs to be different notes and ideas. And when we have a good idea too, we used to do it all the time. We'd be like, oh my gosh, that's so smart.
It is.
And then just a side note before we leave, make sure your note makes sense, because we make a note and then we go back to read it later and be like, I got nothing.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
And we read it over and over, especially mine, because I make notes like this. And I make them everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
And I'm like, what does this mean, Carolyn? It was like 2 words. I'm like, I have no idea.
2 words that don't even go together.
No.
Yellow berry. What?
What does that mean?
With business?
Anywho, next week is going to be a fun one to do, because we're really bringing in the business piece to your entrepreneurial work, whether it be an equine assisted learning or your riding facility or you own a bakery. All of these things are very important, but it's definitely more beneficial for anyone in the equine business. Because why? Horses are expensive.
Yes.
So we want to show you, not to say that the bakery isn't expensive. You got some expensive stuff in there too. But horses every day cost lots of money. So it's a beautiful way to understand in this business how your business will actually work. So definitely join us next week. That kind of scared me. Did you hear that? What are you doing? What? Okay.
It sounded like you barked.
Like I barked? Yeah, it did. Like it freaked me out, that sound that came out. That was weird.
I was trying to hold it together.
And then she got.
And then you said it scared you. So
when she gets going, usually she cannot stop laughing.
No, Rita.
Yes, Rita.
I'm glad to hear someone else's moments like this, getting older issues. Yes, getting older, getting overwhelmed. When we're full up here, there's just nothing else goes in. So we just
praise the Lord for the horse.
And if you want to know what's happening in the future, call up Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Or they have all the answers.
Ontario, they're 2 hours ahead.
That's true. I should have got Carrie. Don't tell me.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. What a fun loser nugget. Anywho,
have a wonderful week, everybody. Make yourself some lists. Get something out this week that maybe you've been procrastinating on. Because it feels great when you actually get to do it too. Just one thing, one little thing, and get it done and out. All right.
You can do it.
You can do it.